Hey mamas, my name's Corinne and this is My Modern Village, where we talk about anything and everything that has to do with you and your sleepy little ones. Alright, so this is part 2 of 4 months postpartum check-in. So in the last video in part 1 we talked about sleeping and how that's been going, and then we also talked about me and just kind of some things that are going on with me, like just as the mom, like on me on a more personal level. So in this one we're going to go over eating, how that's all been going, and then the family unit, how it's going being a family of 4. I know. Okay, so I did briefly touch on this when I was talking about sleeping in part 1. Okay, so eating, how is that going? So we are still exclusively breastfeeding. However, I have had to start going back into the office about once a week or so. The first week I went back, I was actually there twice in the week, just because the month was weird. But my average is about once a week. So that means that dad is home all day with baby and he has to bottle feed him. So on those days I've been trying to pump first thing in the morning before I leave for work. That way, you know, there's fresh milk that's not thawed or anything. He doesn't have to worry about it. And then I also pull out what I think is enough milk for him to be able to use for bottles throughout the day. So the bottle struggle has been kind of difficult. I went through a bunch of different brands with Camden, who I actually had to supplement formula and pumped milk with him in the beginning, so he never had any issues wanting a bottle. We just kind of switched different bottles to see what would help him best with like spitting up and sort of acid reflux and that kind of stuff. So I've landed on even flow bottles. I think I got them on Amazon, so I'll see if I can find them and drop the link below. But again, they're just even flows, like the little 6 ounce bottles. Yeah, so that's what I use. I've tried Dr. Brown's. I've tried a whole bunch of different ones. Honestly, for me, like the more simple the bottle, the better it was. So anyways, that's what we've been using for that. It's, you know, he's definitely not eating a lot when we go through the bottle. Like each milk is like, or each milk bag probably only has maybe like 2 to 4 ounces in it, and I pull out enough to have maybe like 6-ish ounces or so per feeding. You know, when I'm gone in the day, I leave at 7 and I'm home a little after 5. So, you know, it's usually like 3 feeding sessions while I'm gone for the day. You want a toy? You want a toy? There you go. Alright, we're going to try the toy. See if this helps. I don't know if he's going to start teething here soon, but he's been all about chewing on stuff lately. So anyways, yeah, so about 6 or so ounces per feeding session with the bottle. He has not finished all 6 ounces in any of the feeding sessions with the bottle. So, you know, and when I get home, he's not, you know, starving like crazy, needs to nurse for an hour, like as soon as I walk in the door either. So I do think he's getting enough. And I've never done a weighted feed with him, so I really don't know how much he's getting at each breastfeeding session. But, you know, it is what it is. Obviously, there's a lot more milk in the freezer, so if dad really needs it, he can always thaw more. But the biggest thing has been getting him to latch onto the bottle and drinking consistently. So breastfeeding has still been going great, but the bottle feeding is a struggle. And it's it was funny, right? Like with Camden, hi baby. You know, with Camden, I was so concerned with being able to breastfeed that I think I put a lot of pressure on myself. And when I wasn't able to exclusively breastfeed and I had to supplement formula and a bottle in the beginning, I was really hard on myself. And I would 100% believe that fed is best. But for me personally, it was important. This time around, I was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. I've kind of already proven I can breastfeed. I'm not that worried about it. So naturally, this time it was super easy. He latched right away, never had any issues, no tongue ties, nothing. So it just kind of goes to show, I think, that if you're not super stressed on something or don't put a lot of emphasis on it, that it just works out. It works out the way it's supposed to. So, yeah, so breastfeeding has been going great. The bottles have been kind of hard. So, so we did also have his 4-month pediatrician visit. And the pediatrician was, you know, impressed with his head control. I was like, oh yeah, you guys should be good to go ahead and start him on cereal. You know, you can try rice cereal if you want. Go straight to oatmeal. She was like, I don't really have a preference. I know. With Camden, we did rice cereal first. And I gotta say, I left that appointment. I was like, 4 months? I don't think I'm ready for it quite yet. With Camden, I think it was like 5.5 months we waited. So I might wait until we're 5 months to give that a try, just because, I don't know, I just, 4 months feels a little young to me. So yeah, so I think we'll give it just a little bit longer of just breast milk before we try the rice cereal or the oatmeal. But it's good to know, that she thinks his head control is good, and that checkup, obviously went really great. So yeah, more to come on that. Okay, so last but not least, family unit. How are we doing as a family of 4? Well, so, right when we first brought Logan home, Camden was a little rough with him. He didn't really know what he could and couldn't do, of course. So he was like bopping him on the head, or he would kind of pinch his hands and feet. And then he just kind of ignored him. He just sort of disregarded him altogether. So I will say he's gotten a lot more gentle with him. He knows now when we tell him hey, you got to be gentle, you got to be easy with baby brother. He'll stroke his face really gentle, and he's being really sweet. I think I mentioned on another video too that Camden's actually started to show some affection to Logan. So that's been super cute. Do you want to try this? Oh, there you go. So I've got a couple of pictures, which I'll show you here, of him being really cute to his baby brother. He kind of lays down next to him and tries to snuggle. So that's been really cute to see him, start to acknowledge him. And I think he's starting to recognize that, he's here to stay and he's not going anywhere and all of that. I think when we first brought him home, he was like, oh, that's, it is what it is. But I don't think he realized right away, because why would he, right? He was 2 at the time. Almost 3. Why would he assume that, this is my new sibling and he's now a permanent member of the family, right? That's reasoning that doesn't really happen with toddlers. So he started to, I think, acknowledge he's always here. Actually, when I picked Camden up from school today, I left Logan home with the nanny for the 30 minutes or so I was gone. And because he had an early dismissal, so I had to go get him. But anyways, so it's just me picking up Camden, and one of the first things he said to me was, he's like, where's baby? So, I think he's really starting to put it together that baby's always with us. He's always with mom, especially. And he was kind of asking where he was. So that's been really cute as well. It's been kind of strange, signing birthday cards and stuff for family members with all 4 of our names on it. That's been new, but kind of exciting. Definitely going out to restaurants and stuff, or table of, family of 4, table for 4. It's just kind of really sinking in, that this is our family and this is our kind of full family unit. We don't plan on having any more kids. So for us, we were 2 and through, as I've been saying. I think 2 boys is enough for me. So, yeah, even though I'm beyond blessed to have both boys here, I just, 2 was kind of the number. We originally thought we only wanted 1, and then something changed in us, and we just knew we were supposed to have a second. So we're happy as a family of 4. We're content. It's been adjusting for sure. My husband and I, one of us always has a kid that we're tending to and helping and just trying to make sure that they have what they need. So, for us, 4 was our magic number. So, that way we always make sure that, one of the kids has some sort of one-on-one attention, and especially because they're so little and pretty close in age, that they each have one of us to kind of help them out with everything. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for my 4-month postpartum update. Again, nursing is going really great. The bottles are where the struggle's at for me. And our family unit of 4, I love it. Me and my 3 boys, I couldn't ask for anything more. So life's been pretty great. Other than, going back to work and all of that fun stuff. I wish I could just be home and be with my boys, but we're working on that too. So as always, please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Are you 4 months postpartum? Are you coming up on it? Do you remember what it was like when you were 4 months postpartum? Yeah, just let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And lastly, just make sure to grab my email newsletter down below. So thanks so much, mamas. I'll see you next time.